Big VTV. Great to have you with us for a Tuesday night. Craig Freeman back at the desk with me, talking all things seniors. 18 rounds down, done and dusted, heading to finals, and I love this time of the year. It all starts now. The month of August is all about Big V finals.
Yeah, we had some big games that just happened that impacted the finals picture pretty heavily. A couple of divisions still separated by only one game, half a game, just percentage heading into the last round. So.
Now, you weren't with us last Friday, Craig.
I was replaced by someone better.
Oh, absolutely. No AT week last week. We spoke about the big games of the weekend. You know how Steve-O normally picks his game of the week?
Yep.
And the game of the week that he picked in Division 2 Women was Melbourne Uni, who I think were second on the ladder at the time, going in against Sherbrooke, who were bottom of the ladder, had lost 13 straight. And I said to him, what a complete and utter waste of time even talking about this game. Well, we're going to talk more about this game in just a moment. Here's the results from Division 2 Women from the weekend. Blackburn over Coburg. Wallen way too good for Craigieburn. Melton by 7 at Collingwood. And have a look at that last result there. Sherbrooke 63 defeated Melbourne University 39.
Or maybe what you were saying on last week's show was the motivation Sherbrooke needed to get over the line. Run through some stats.
Well, let me just go through some stuff here, because Sherbrooke's won by 24 points. Okay?
Yep.
Now, Sherbrooke's average losing margin this season is 21 points. 21. On average, teams against them score 78. Melbourne Uni scored 39. Melbourne Uni has finished third on the ladder. 4 times this season, they've been held to 43 points or less. They've been held to scoring in the 30s 3 times this season. They finished third on the ladder. The last time Sherbrooke won, Craig, was April the 15th. That's the last time they won a game. They went in on a 13-game losing streak. In round 7, Melbourne Uni, who, by the way, are playing finals, they've given up home court advantage there in that game.
Yep.
The last time these two teams played in round 7, Melbourne Uni defeated Sherbrooke. By the way, they just lost by 24. The last time they played, they beat Sherbrooke. They just lost by 24. They beat Sherbrooke by 46 points. That's a 70-point turnaround. Melbourne Uni has 0 chance of winning a championship this season. They will be out in straight sets against Wallen. Nothing more certain anywhere in the finals. Melbourne Uni, words cannot even describe what that was.
Well, you can't get any more opposite form heading into the finals. Wallen coming off a nice 20-something point win against a good team. Uni coming into finals, 20-something point win against
they'll be out.
team that finished last.
They'll be out. Wallen will absolutely smack them silly. Sherbrooke, I don't want to take anything away from Sherbrooke.
Great way to finish the season.
Great way to finish the season. Beck Ross, 19 points and 21 rebounds, made the blue carpet. Melbourne Uni, I got no words to describe what has happened there. A 70-point turnaround against a team, Craig, that had lost 13 in a row. What is going on?
That could be...
The world's gone mad.
Gee, you'd love to hear the post-game address from that game.
Melbourne Uni have finished third. Their season's done. Wallen has basically been given a ticket into the grand final. Steve-O Craig.
Wow. You're that rattled.
They have been given a ticket to ride. They're on the bus straight to the grand final, because they will absolutely walk past Melbourne Uni. Any other things from the weekend? Anything else?
No, I think you touched on the major.
Contatore had 31 for Coburg. Very, very good. I like Wallen at the moment, Craig. Very good on the weekend.
Had some good form. Darby and Ramsey were good on the weekend for Melton. Molly Young had a nice 22 and 12.
I can't lose sight. I know you mentioned it during my rant then. Wallen beating Craigieburn by 25. That's the top 2 teams.
Yep.
You can't lose sight of that. Wazza Taylor is a master coach.
Did Craigieburn have the first seed sewn up and decided to relax a little bit?
Based on that,
so decided to relax a little bit and...
Yeah, but if you're going to meet that team in the grand final, Wazza Taylor is a master coach. Master. You just watch what happens over the next month in D2 Women. You're going to see the master come to the fore because that's what he does.
It's a huge swing from Uni losing home court and then having to travel to Wallen to play on their home deck. It's a massive swing.
No chance. Can we just send out a special mention as well? Because out of all the divisions and all the teams that have made finals, the team that I would have thought least likely to play finals this season is Northeast Bushrangers.
Yeah, well done to them on a great season. We'll see them play Blackburn on the weekend. Blackburn coming off a nice win against Coburg. They've been in some good form as of late too.
They play Blackburn?
Yeah, they played Blackburn in the first round of finals.
Is it top 4 or top 5?
Top 5.
Right,
First place gets a.
Sorry, I'll take
rest.
that back. So
Northeast versus Blackburn.
Blackburn finished 5th. Blackburn finished 4th.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't have them on my... Hey, Blackburn, well done, Vikes. Finished 4th, by the way. So Melbourne Uni will get a double chance. They'll be out straight sets.
Yep.
Straight sets. Division 2 men. There's the results from the weekend. Top 6. This is how it's ended up. Craigieburn, Coburg, Camberwell, Southern Penn, Melton and Mildura. Now, I'm on the Coburg bandwagon, as you know.
Yep.
I'm a little bit worried about the way they finished off the season, Craig.
They do get the bye to settle themselves along with Craigieburn. We have Camberwell playing Mildura, and then we have Southern Penn hosting Melton in our first round of the finals. You did mention Coburg. They lost to Camberwell in overtime. Nat O'Hara, nice game, 24 points and 5 rebounds for Camberwell.
Lost their last 3, Coburg, heading into finals. So I'm a little bit worried, but it's okay. I'm still well and truly on the bandwagon. I want to talk a little bit about the Mildura-Melton game. Not often Mildura loses at home, but Melton stitched them up well and truly. Melton into the finals, of course. Dexter Graham.
Dexter Graham.
Well, Steve-O and Dexter...
They're best friends, aren't they?
They're like that.
Best friends?
They are like that.
Steve's actually changed his wallpaper on his phone.
He's put his
to
photo
Dexter
up.
playing.
He's put his photo up. Dexter had 47 points in Mildura. Now that is...
And 11 rebounds.
11 rebounds. That is as good as it gets.
On stats, he's down as Graham Dexter. If you were having a look through those games and wondering who this player is, Colin Henry with a nice 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 assists to finish his regular season as well.
Pakenham got Wallen by 1 to finish off their season. Hayden Annett, very good for Wallen in the closing round. Has been in good form. He made the blue carpet. Wallen did bounce back against Craigieburn. Top team Craigieburn, by the way, headed to finals. So well done, Wallen. That's a good way to finish the season. Annett had 32 in that one. Smitty only played 10 minutes. Did I see that right? Did Smitty only play 10?
That's an interesting amount of minutes for a guy who's been on fire.
Team headed to finals.
Yeah,
as well.
Maybe they're just resting. They got the bye first round anyway.
Don't know. No, I don't think so. You don't rest your stars. You just don't do that, Craig. Something's going on there. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll find out. Southern Penn got Maccabi. Vossi 32 and 15. Very good. 22 to 8 fourth quarter. Camberwell, as you mentioned, good. End of the season. They finished 3rd on the ladder and they'll get home court final this weekend. And Altona got Pakenham by 10. Altona's had a very good finish to the season.
Yeah, interesting season from Pakenham, going from playing in a grand final to not featuring in finals the next year. I wonder what happened there. They're a little bit disappointing this year, I think it's fair to say.
Might be some changes coming up. Let's go to Division 1 Women. There's the results from the closing round. Geelong, very, very good. Ever since we gave them that massive rev up.
Last chance.
That game I saw earlier on in the season at Werribee, it was just un-Geelong-like. They have, they've really put themselves in a good position. They've finished 4th, by the way. Top 6, Casey, Mildura, Warrnambool, Geelong, Whittlesea and Werribee. Casey played Mildura on the weekend in Mildura.
Yeah, and both teams will get the bye in the first round of finals. We've got Warrnambool hosting Werribee, Geelong hosting Whittlesea.
Did you see that score?
Yeah, a big win from Casey. It's interesting to see, we keep mentioning it, with teams that were locked into certain positions. I wonder how hard some teams went. Did they play their players longer?
Well, I think top spot was still up for grabs there, which is potentially home court advantage, of course, during the finals. 196 points scored in that game. Jamie Lee Jeffs, 32 and 11. T. Hood had 27 and 7. Del Castagna, 22 for Mildura. No defence played in that game.
High scoring game. I wouldn't mind seeing that in a grand final 3-game series as well. It'll be pretty fun to watch.
Camberwell went down to Warrnambool on Sunday. Nicole Swan, 18.2, 200th game on the weekend. So well done to Swanee. Congratulations. Western Port were a basket case on the weekend. I saw them at Hawthorn on Saturday night. Hawthorn got them by plenty, by 36. Edmondson 20 and 10. She's a great young kid.
Yep.
29 to 8 fourth quarter by Hawthorn. So they got smacked. Held to 41 on Saturday. Werribee got them by 40 on Sunday. Western Port held to 35. They were a mess on the weekend.
Yeah, Chelsea Sume with 20 points leading Werribee. They're not a great way for Western Port to finish the season. We saw Whittlesea finish off the season in good form as well. LT Power with 22 points and 6 rebounds. She's a very good young player to get over Chelsea. Renisha Washington had a pretty good season for them. She had 27 and 11 in her last game for the season.
So we'll talk more about it later on in the week when we look at finals. But again, top 6 Division 1 women. Casey, Mildura.
With buys.
Warrnambool, Geelong, Whittlesea, Werribee. Warrnambool will play Werribee. Geelong will play Whittlesea. Some good games coming up. More on that later on in the week. Division 1 men, there's all the results from the final round. Collingwood over Geelong. Warrnambool over Melbourne Uni. Melbourne Uni dropped away at the end of the season.
I think B-Dot's back in LA.
Right, okay, there you go. He's headed home. Western Port over Shepparton. Now, Shepparton have had a clumsy finish to the season. Bulleen got Keysy. Chelsea too good for Whittlesea. That's to be expected. Warrandyte over Latrobe. Vishon Weaver's last game. Absolute superstar. We called him out last week. Congratulations on a great career, V.
Great leader. No one's ever said a bad word about him in Big V.
Ever. I've never come across a person that said one bad word about Vishon Weaver. Shepparton went down to Collingwood in Shepparton on Sunday.
Huge.
So Shepparton have lost some games heading in. Geelong over Latrobe City. Sunbury got Bulleen at Bulleen, and Warrandyte over Keysy. So believe it or not, Keysy and Shepparton, who finished second and third, top 6 by the way, Chelsea, Keysy, Shepparton, Western Port, Warrnambool, Warrandyte.
Yes.
Keysy and Shepparton, who finished second and third, both lost 2 games on the weekend.
So Keysy, Shepparton and Western Port, I think, all finished on 17 wins. All those teams were stumbling home into finals.
Yeah.
One win would have made all the difference for Shepparton to get up, and they lost some crucial ones. Keysborough still managed to get the bye along with Chelsea. We see Shepparton take on Warrandyte first round, and then Western Port, Warrnambool, which I'm looking forward to a lot because Sobey is eligible to play for.
He is he?
Because he played for national games.
Right, he's in.
So he can play.
Is that 100%?
He can
play.
play.
I know there's been people out there talking.
I don't know. He can play. I don't know 100% if he is playing,
right, but
I know he can play.
Right, okay, he's qualified. There you go. So if everyone's been asking questions about Nathan Sobey, he has qualified. Yes? Right. Shepparton, we're going to talk finals later on in the week. Shepparton's going to have Warrandyte in Shepparton. Warrandyte beat them there a couple of weeks ago. Shepparton have lost their last 2 or 3 on their home deck.
Apparently Bartlett was injured.
I don't know.
That's what I heard from Kyle McMullen, who plays for Collingwood. They suited up against some nice finish from Collingwood. By the way, 2 wins to finish off the season coming up into Div 1.
And Manny Hendricks, guitar man, 150th on the weekend.
Yes.
Well done to Manny. Warrnambool travelled to Western Port for that knockout final. If Sobey's playing,
watch out.
You got some stars in that game. Blount, Sobey, Gines, of course Dylan Travis.
Yes.
Got some stars in that game. That'll be an absolute beauty. That's coming up later on the week. Dylan Travis, by the way, 38 on the weekend. Cam Vines, huge for Shepparton, 28 points against Western Port, and then he had 34 and 14 on Sunday against Collingwood. 34 of Shepparton's 64. The Gators have just dropped away, Craig. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you've got to hope they pick up some form heading here. Finishing the regular season well was Corey Standifer. He had a triple-double.
Very good.
33 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists.
I think they've won 14 in a row.
Well, they haven't lost the whole second half of the season.
Ever since Riggsy came into that team, they haven't lost.
It's looking ominous. They're going to be hard to stop heading into finals.
Incredibly hard to stop, and home court advantage all the way through.
And we know their aim is getting to champ men, so they're going to want to put their foot down.
I mentioned Northeast earlier on in the show with them getting into finals unexpectedly. I don't know too many people that would have tipped Warrandyte to make the finals in D1 men. So well done to Roscoe Charles and the crew out there. Spreewell very good on the weekend as well. They're a very good unit.
They play great as a team. Maybe not as many outstanding, like Spreewell's a brilliant player, but not as many outstanding stars as some of the other teams around them that play great as a team.
Don't think too many would have tipped them to make finals, so credit to them. They've finished the season very good. They've beaten Shepparton and Keysy in running weeks. What did we say? Third and fourth team? Second and third team, so very good. State champ women, there's the results from the weekend. The 5 games. Knox thumped Bulleen. Bulleen knows Sarah Booth, by the way, back home for a wedding.
Congratulations, she just signed a WBL contract,
Absolutely,
by the way.
playing for the Boomers. So she will be back out here in the next few weeks. Ringwood got Eltham. Now, they had to get that win to have a chance. It was their first win in 7 games. Cassidy Mihalko, since she's come back, has carried that team 35-9. It just shows you that through that run of losses, she was the missing ingredient out injured.
Alice Kunek ended up for Eltham. She had 15 and 9.
Came off the bench.
Really?
Yeah, it came off the bench. Anyway, Ringwood got it by 3. Some nervous moments in that game.
And then we saw Southern Penn get a nice win over Keilor. Keilor finished off their season pretty well. Bowman with 21 and 16 to lead them. Peyton Little 27, 13, 4 assists for Southern Penn. And then Sunbury with a strong win over McKinnon. Ariel Thomas with 20 and 11. Elise Penaluna with 20 and 5.
And then Hume had to win on Sunday to make it out at Waverley. They did that. Lisa Murphy, 33 points. Nicole Zammett, 20 points, 10 assists. Those two have been sensational.
Yeah.
The task ahead of Hume a couple of weeks ago was massive, and they've answered and they've made the finals. Mokaziki had 22 for Waverley. So top 5, it's ended like this. Knox, Waverley, Sunbury, Hume, Southern Penn. Talking finals later this week, but some good matchups coming up. Ringwood have missed for the first time in how many years?
A long time.
It's been a while.
It's been a very long time.
Been a while.
It took some unfortunate circumstances to get them there, so we expect they would have made it if there wasn't.
Well, lack of depth, I think, for Ringwood told the story in the end. They needed
the fact that they couldn't win one of them
Yeah.
was a pretty big indictment.
Agree. State champ men, there's the final round scores, and it was a big weekend because going in, McKinnon, Knox, Casey all had to win, and all 3 of them had massive wins. In the case of Casey and McKinnon, they beat teams above them by plenty. Hume, too good for Crow. McKinnon got Hawthorn by 23. Knox beat Blackburn by 15. Out of the 3 that had to win, they were the ones that you would think against a lower placed team were most likely. They did that by 15. Eltham beat Ringwood at Ringwood by 8. I think it was Ringwood's first loss on their home deck this season.
Yep.
And those 2 teams have finished 1-2, so don't be surprised if we see them in a grand final match in the not too distant future. Werribee got Keilor by 11 in a scrappy game, 61-50. Casey had to win on Sunday. Waverley, if they won, could have finished 2nd. So don't think for one second that Waverley was laying down. Casey's beaten them by 29 points at Waverley, which doesn't happen often, let me tell you. And then Hawthorn, to sew up a home final, had to win. They got Keilor in OT by 12. Keilor had every chance in the world in regular time to win this game. They didn't, and Hawthorn steamrolled them down OT.
So what we see is Ringwood Eltham finishing 1 and 2. They get the bye. Waverley, McKinnon, and Hawthorn Casey in round 1.
Yes, so Waverley 3rd, Hawthorn 4th, Casey 5th, McKinnon 6th. It took 13 wins to make the finals this year. Last year it was 11. So it's a very competitive top 6.
And the team with 13 wins didn't make the finals this year.
Yes, Knox had 13 wins. Last year that would have probably got them 3rd or 4th, something like that. So it is incredibly competitive in state champ men. We're going to talk about all those finals later on this week. Just some call-outs from the last round. Trevon Clayton had 30 points and 20 rebounds for Hume City. Mike Rose had 33. Deng Deng 31 with 7 threes for McKinnon. Tamata had 11 dimes in that game. Brendan Truella, we believe, was injured in the 3rd quarter for Blackburn.
Yep, and he had 14 points up until then. Chris Carver with 22 and 15 for Knox to finish his season off well. Good weekend from Nelson Kirksey. He had 23 against McKinnon, and then he had another 26 against Keilor in the overtime win.
Lenny Lemons, 18 and 17 for Casey.
Jeez, he's had a great season.
and look, Waverley will host McKinnon. Hawthorn will host Casey. Both the visitors, Casey and McKinnon, not without a chance.
Yep.
Not without a chance at all. Connor Koulas, 22 and 10.
Casey more so than McKinnon.
Thanks, mate. Connor Koulas, 22 and 10 to finish his season. Wonderful first season in the
Brilliant
Big Red.
first season.
I think he'll be back. I hope he's back. I'd like to see him back out there again.
One of those
season.
guys that you don't realise how many points and rebounds he's got until you look at halftime and he's got 15 points and 10 boards already.
Yep. Jordan Coleman, 24 for Keilor in that Sunday game. He's been very good this season as well. So there we go. There's a rundown on all things throughout the senior competition for round 18. We're talking finals later on this week. I'm still completely stunned that Sherbrooke beat Melbourne Uni. Based on what I saw on the weekend, Melbourne Uni is going to exit the finals very, very quickly, Craig.
I wouldn't be surprised after we've said all this if Melbourne Uni come out and win.
I'll tell you what, if they do that, all credit to them. Again, talking finals later, so it's a huge week coming up.
Yeah, so we'll have on Wednesday, I think we'll be talking a little bit about awards without Steve because Steve already knows some of the voting.
Right.
We don't, so we'll step in, have some All-Star 5 predictions. Thursday, we'll look ahead at grand finals. Friday, at the rest of the finals.
Good time of the season.
It is a fun time of the season.
Love it. Make sure you join us right throughout this week, 5:30 every night, as usual on Big V TV. We'll see you again tomorrow night.